Okay. Today we will discuss the working of TTL NAND gate. Now from the NAND gate, what we are expecting, suppose the inputs are A and B, these are the inputs A and B, and if Y is the output, then for 0 0 we are expecting 1 because it is not of AND. If it is 0 1, then it is again 1. If it is 1 0, then it is 1. And for 1 1, it is 0. It is not of AND. Therefore, this is NAND gate. And now we have already observed that the output of such type of TTL gate is totem pole arrangement, which is made up of transistor Q3, transistor Q4, then there is diode D1 and a resistance of 130 ohm. Okay, this is totem pole arrangement. Two transistors of totem pole arrangement, that is Q3 and Q4, are driven by a common transistor Q2. Now we will discuss working when A, B are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. But before that, we will think about how the totem pole arrangement will work. For that, we will assume that suppose Q2 is on, then you can say that the required current to make the transistor Q4 on will be provided by transistor Q2 through resistor of 1.6 kilo ohm. Therefore, the current will flow along this direction, and so that the transistor Q4 will be on. Obviously, the base of transistor Q3 is pulled down at a particular low value of voltage compared to the emitter of transistor Q3. Therefore, you can say that if Q2 is on, I will write the status of Q2. If it is on, then what about the transistor Q3? Q3 will be off. What about the transistor Q4? Q4 will be on, and therefore the output Y will be low. Correct? It will be pulled down. It will be pulled down because Q4 is on. On the other hand, suppose Q2 is off. If Q2 is off, then you will observe that the base of transistor Q4 is pulled down through a resistance of 1 kilo ohm. It is easy to understand. As a result, you will observe that Q4 will be off, correct? Because of the flow of current through the resistance of 1.6 kilo ohm towards the base of transistor Q3, Q3 will be on, and as Q3 is on, output is high through 130 ohm resistant transistor Q3 and diode D1. Therefore, the output will be 1. Okay, this is the situation depending on the status of Q2, because Q2 has to decide whether Q3 is to be on or Q4 is to be on. Now we will have to think this state carefully. When Q2 is on, we apparently feel that why the current will make the transistor Q4 on, whereas Q3 will be pulled down. Because if it is on, both the bases of transistor Q3 and Q4 are almost at same potential. Therefore, why not Q4 is on and Q3 is also on? The reason is this diode. Because the base of emitter of transistor Q3 is at higher potential with respect to the collector. It is not at ground potential. Therefore, to make the transistor Q3 on, it requires the more potential at the base than the potential at base of transistor Q4. Therefore, whenever Q2 is on, Q4 will be on and Q3 will be off, because there will not be sufficient potential difference across base to emitter junction of transistor Q3 to make it on. Okay, therefore we will have to discuss this state carefully. Fine. Once it is once it is understand, then we can think about the status of transistor Q2. What about Q2? Q2 will be decided by Q1. Okay, this is the input transistor, input to the NAND gate, and for most of the TTL devices are in the form of emitter of a transistor. Now these two are emitter. The transistor Q1 is a special transistor having one base, one collector and two emitter terminals, correct? Two emitter terminals. Now the base current through the resistance of 4 kilo ohm, that is base resistance of transistor Q1, will either flow towards the input so that the transistor will be on and the base of transistor Q2 will be pulled down to the emitter of transistor Q1, or we can say that if there is no way that the current will flow towards the emitter, the current has to flow towards the base of transistor Q2 to make the transistor on, correct? And therefore what we can say, if either of A and B, any one of A and B is low, that is at 0, then the base current of transistor Q1 will flow towards the emitter, making this transistor Q1 on. You will observe that this is on, and as it is on, the base of transistor Q2 will be pulled down and Q2 remains off, correct? Q2 remains off. Now when it happens, if any one of A or B is low, you will observe that in case of a NAND gate, if any one of A or B is low, then the transistor Q1 will be on, the base current will flow towards emitter, base of Q2 will be pulled down, therefore Q2 will be off, and as Q2 will be off, the output will be high. You will observe that 1 1 1, these are input. On the other hand, suppose all A and B, that means suppose it is 3 input NAND gate, then we will have to connect one more emitter and so on. Therefore if A and B both are high, that is at logic 1, high voltage, then the base current has to flow towards transistor Q2. Okay, it will flow towards transistor Q2 to make the transistor Q2 on. And therefore what we can say that, suppose Q1 is off, or moreover we can say that if the base current is flowing towards collector of transistor Q1, then it has to flow towards the base of transistor Q2 to make the transistor Q2 on. Okay, and when this will happen, typically this will happen for A and B to be 0 0 or 0 1 or 1 0, and this will happen if A and B are 1 1. That means if A and B both are 1 1, you will observe that if A and B both are 1 1, then you will observe that transistor Q1 will be off, Q2 will be on, and as transistor Q2 is on, you will observe that the current will flow towards transistor Q4 to make it on, and as it is on, the output will be 0. Therefore this circuit will work to satisfy the truth table of NAND gate. As it is made up of transistor logic, this is known as TTL NAND gate. Okay. Similarly, we will think about how the TTL NOR can be considered. Okay. Now this is TTL NOR gate. Now what we are expecting from the NOR gate, suppose A is input, B is input and Y is output. Then from the NOR gate we are expecting that if it is 0 0, the output is 1. If it is 0 1, then the output is 0. If it is 1 0, the output is 0. And if it is 1 1, then the output is 0. It is not of OR. Okay, therefore it is NOR. The interesting thing is that the totem pole arrangement is as it is. It is made up of transistor Q3 and Q4 and diode D1. Say for example with a resistance of 130 ohm. Now instead of driving this totem pole arrangement by Q2 only, now it is driven by two transistors which are in parallel to each other. See, means either the current from the resistance of 1.6 kilo ohm will be provided to the base of transistor Q4 either through Q2 or through Q6. At the same time, the role of Q2 previously was to pull the base of transistor Q3 down. The same thing now can be done either by Q2 or by Q6 because they are in parallel to each other. You can check. Suppose Q2 is on, that means now I can say that Q2, Q6 and then I will write the status of Q3 and Q4 and I can write the output Y. Okay, means suppose both Q2 and Q6, if they are off, if both of them are off, then and then only Q3 will be on, Q4 will be off and output will be 1. See, you will observe that only when both Q2 and Q6 will be off. If any one of them is on, suppose, okay, we can think about Q2 to be on. This Q2 is on, forget about this Q6, Q6 is off. Then what will happen? Then the current through a resistance of 1.6 kilo ohm will pass towards transistor Q4, base of transistor Q4 through Q2. Q2 will pull down base of transistor Q3 towards ground and therefore Q3 will be off, Q4 will be on and output will be 0. Right? Same thing will happen if Q2 is off and Q6 is on. Now if Q2 is off but Q6 is on, therefore what will happen? The current will flow towards Q6, the current will flow towards base of Q4 through Q6. It cannot flow through Q2 because it is off, but it will flow towards base of transistor Q4 through Q6 to make transistor Q4 on, make transistor Q3 off and output will be 0. If both are on, you will observe that if both are on, then the current will flow either through Q2 or through Q6 or through both. Correct? Half of current will flow through Q2, half of current will flow through Q6 towards the base of transistor Q4 to make Q4 on. Base of transistor Q3 will be pulled down through both Q2 and Q6 and therefore it will be off and output will be 0. Right? It is fine. But who will drive Q2? Now the interesting thing is that Q2 is driven by Q1 whereas Q6 is driven by Q5. This is Q5 which drives Q6 and this is Q1 which drives Q2. The relation between Q1 and Q2 for NOR gate is same as the relation between Q1 and Q2 for NAND gate. Only the difference is that instead of drawing the emitter of Q1, now the other transistor Q5 is used and base of Q5, collector of Q5 is used to drive Q6, collector of Q1 is to use the drive Q2. Now you will observe, suppose A and B both are 1, both are high, then you will observe that the base current of Q1 is to flow towards base of Q2, base current of Q5 is to flow towards base of Q6 to make Q2 and Q6 on. That means both are on. At that time the output will be 0. You will observe that if any one of them is on, then also output is 0. That means either the B is equal to high so that Q6 will be on, or A will be high so that Q2 will be on. At that time you will observe that the output will be 0. But when both of them are low, what will happen? The base current for Q1 will flow towards emitter, the base current for Q5 will flow towards the emitter. That will pull down the base of Q2 to ground, base of Q6 to ground, and both Q2 and Q6 are off. Correct? And at that time the output will be high. This indicates that only when both the inputs A and B are low, the output will be high. Otherwise the output will be low, and this is nothing but the expected output for NOR gate. Therefore this circuit, which is a TTL circuit will work as NOR gate. Now the interesting thing is that the totem pole arrangement is driven by a transistor. Now a parallel transistor is used. Now suppose you will have to think about the 3 input NOR gate. What you will have to do? You will have to draw one more parallel transistor to these two terminals base of Q3 and Q4, and it is to be driven by one more transistor. Therefore, here it is a pair Q1, Q2, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8, and Q8 has to drive Q3 and Q4, which should be in parallel with Q2, and Q7 has to drive Q8, and so on. Right? Therefore, this will be the working of NOR gate. This is TTL inverter, that is just a NOT gate. Now if you observe this carefully, then this is nothing but a NAND gate with single input, and it is expected because we know that NAND gate can be used as a universal building block, and if you will have to convert the NAND gate into NOT gate, then you will have to connect two inputs together, and we can think about this to be input A, and this will be A complement, that is NOT gate. Okay, this is A and this is A complement. Now instead of having two separate emitters, suppose there is a single emitter, then the circuit will work as a inverter. It is bit simple because as already discussed, there is a totem pole arrangement made up of Q3 and Q4. The totem pole arrangement is driven by transistor Q2, and now transistor Q2 is driven by a transistor with a single emitter. This single emitter. Now we will begin with the discussion from the input itself. In case of inverter, suppose input is 0, say for example low, then the base current will flow towards the ground. The base of transistor Q2 will be pulled down as Q1 is on. Therefore Q2 will be off. As a result, the current through resistance of 1.6 kilo ohm will flow towards base of transistor Q3 to make it on. Base of transistor Q4 will be pulled down to make the transistor Q4 off, and as a result output will be high. Okay, that means for a low input, output is high. If the input is high, then the base current for Q1 cannot flow towards the emitter. It has to flow towards collector of transistor Q1, that is the base of transistor Q2, which will make the transistor Q2 on. This will provide the sufficient current to make the transistor Q4 on, and base of transistor Q3 will be pulled down. As a result, Q4 will be on and output will be low. That means for high input, the output is low, and for low input, output is high, and this circuit is nothing but the circuit of TTL inverter. Now, as we know, if we are aware about the working of NAND gate, NOR gate, then NAND and NOR can be used as a basic building block, and therefore there is no need to discuss remaining circuits. But we will have to discuss one interesting feature, that is the 3-state TTL device. Now that will be discussed in next lecture. We will have to think about the separate block for the third state. Now what is the third state and how the 3-state TTL device will work, that will be discussed in the next lecture. Thank you.